Hello and welcome to the Battle Square. Today I have for you the final match from the Spira Open. The Spira Open was sponsored by Card Cavern, cardcavern.co.uk. You can go there for any of your Final Fantasy TCG needs. The final today is Jamie Faulkner versus Kevin Whaley. They both built up a good standard of play. Jamie's known for winning multiple events, and Kevin has topped the last 3 regionals he's been to. As you know, we haven't done a Spira Open video for a little while. That's because we've had other things going on. We've had to do a bit of adulting, logistics and all that sort of malarkey. It's been difficult for us. But yeah, Jamie's using a Water Ice Moogles deck. Kevin's using a Water Earth deck. I think the games are interesting. What's interesting about this is the fact that these decks were built just after Opus 5 came out, and so you can see where people are sort of thinking that they might go with their decks. It's definitely interesting. I know that they've changed a lot. Yeah, these decks are very interesting. Right, we will get straight into it. I'll press play. Bear with me. Like I say, I think everyone knows by now who's won, but I won't give anything away just in case. But yeah, I think I can't remember who's going first. There's a Tertullian for Astrologian. Astrologian, for the cost of 2 water and a dull, you can choose 1 forward and activate it. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to activate your own forward. There might be some battle trick involved where you can activate your opponent's forward and then you can gain something from that. I don't know exactly, but it's the thoughts there. Now we go over to Jamie's turn. Jamie's Presto and Kevin is Get Hanked. I have to ask Kevin where he got that name from. Shiva in the break zone and a Sarah for Empire Sid. You get to search out a 6. I think it's a 6 forward. Category 6 forward. It sets so that you can search out a category 6 card or character rather. So you can search for the backups, any 6 backups, 6 forwards. Back over to Kevin's Bangar Thief for a Hecaton chair. Get rid of that pesky Empire Sid. I can understand why he's doing that. Get rid of the resources. I've played against Kev a fair few times, and he's very good at that. Getting rid of those resources. It's really annoying. Yeah, it messes up your gameplay completely. But not necessarily when you've got that many cards in hand. There's a lock. So Jamie's going for the aggro sort of play there, which you don't get the enter the field ability. Lock, obviously, when he enters the field, if you control 2 or more category 6 characters other than Lock, your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. It's a really good mechanic. It's a really useful mechanic, as most people know. That's what Ice is considerably about. Discard. We've got. Oh, that's dirty. Oh, what Kevin has done here is brought in Cecil, Water Cecil, 5-drop. So he doesn't take damage from any abilities or summons. And then Kevin's used Rowburn forward, and Cecil's ability transfers to all the other forwards in your control. So what's happened, he's brought in Rowburn and dealt 9,000 to both him and Rowburn and Jamie's forward. Oh, that's painful for Jamie. It's got to be. But then Rauben doesn't take the actual damage because of Cecil's ability. And anyway, we've got Vane. These two are quite quick players, so I might rattle on about other things. But yeah, it's Jamie bringing in Vane, which shuts down all 5 costs. When he enters, it just all 5 costs must dull. And you can't activate them in your active phase, which bloody useful. Yeah, you've got Rauben and Vane as the forwards. I mean, I wouldn't mind losing Rauben to Vane. If it's going to get rid of Vane, you're going to do it. So he's obviously going for the aggro. I'm going to just swing now because you're not going to block, sort of thing, which is fair. Try and recover a few cards into his hand. Here we see a Glaciolabolos into the break zone. That card is really good. You can choose 2 of the effects, two actions. Your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. Choose 1 forward, dull it. Choose 1 forward, freeze it. Choose 1 dull forward, deal it 7,000 damage. A combination of those is just really good. Sometimes it really is such a nice card. It works with quite a few different decks because there's water decks that can like you've got the likes of Garnet and things like that can be really useful. But yeah, I don't know what Jamie's thinking about doing here. I think there's a little bit of this thinking malarkey going on in these games. There's a Genesis and a Celeste for another Empire Sid. He's probably going to search for Setzer this time, I'd imagine. If I go quiet, it's just me concentrating. Yeah, there we go. Setzer. He's obviously not going to bring Setzer out because he doesn't even have enough cards in his hand. There we go. Back over to Kevin's turn. I'm intrigued as to what's going to happen here because well, he's obviously going for the attack again, which he's always gonna get a point of damage through because Jamie can't get rid of that Vane at the moment. It's locking down a very powerful card. That's another thing. Cecil boosts all forwards apart from Cecil by 1,000 power. So at the moment Rauben's a 9k and Vane's only an 8k. So there we go. There's Duke Larg, which making Vane 9k, and that's the only benefit. If you're gonna block with the likes of Vane, you're best off trading. If you've got a card that's that powerful and that is getting a lot of use out of it, you're not going to trade. You're not going to block a more powerful card unless you can trade. We've got it. Oh, Kevin's reactivated and then blocked with Cecil. I think we've got more response here. And Bismarck, yeah, fair enough. Bismarck's another one of those nice Opus 5 cards. It's got varied abilities, and you get to pick one. But the one thing that it sort of gets used the most is halving a card's power by you rounded down, I think it is. Now Jamie's in a bit of a hot spot. Kevin's got 2 forwards out and a backup. He's going to get another couple of points of damage. That's the 3rd point. 4th point. He's not really. He's going to struggle here. He's bringing out. Sets up. I don't know what he's going to search for. If he's got lock in hand already, then I'd imagine he'd go for another Empire Sid. Oh no, Terror. At this point, Terror's useless because of Cecil. Right, okay. He already had that in hand, so Kevin has to discard a card because of Lock's ability. He's discarded the Emperor. And Jamie's in a bit of a hot spot because only 1 card in hand. Kevin knows he's got no response at the moment. So he's going to go for the attacks. Another point of damage. That's the 6th point of damage. Okay, so it's 6-0 at the moment. What's he going to bring out? I don't think Kevin's got a lot to worry about at the moment. So yeah, he might as well just get the backup out. And he's got that Astrologian as well, so he can always reactivate if Jamie does go for the attack. And the beauty of it is, Setzer, when he's broken, you can dull and freeze one of your opponent's cards. So you get a lot of use out of Setzer and Lock and that 6 mechanic. That's why it's a staple in the 6 the ice decks, and that's why you see it topping quite often because of all the enter the field abilities and even exit the field abilities. And there's so many little battle tricks you can do with ice. He's going for the attack. If you're going to attack with one of them, you might as well attack with Setzer. There's no point in attacking with Lock, in my opinion. Maybe he's just trying to get a couple of sneaky points of damage in. No. What's he bringing out? Orphan. Eesh. Orphan's a 10k. Orphan, when he enters the field, he, she, whatever, the pen looking dude, if you control, you choose two forwards of your two of your opponent's forwards. If you control 5 or more characters, you can freeze them and dull them. If you don't control 5 characters, you still get to dull them. At the moment, and that's including Orphan as well. So if you've only got 4 on field, you bring Orphan out. Orphan's the 6th character, so you can freeze the cards as well. Also, when Orphan attacks, you get to freeze one of your opponent's characters. Or is it forwards? No, it's characters. No, it is forwards, sorry. I might be explaining this to people that already know everything, but this video isn't just for already established players. It's oh, there we go, Wall. while they're got these cards right at the beginning of the opus. Obviously, people spotted them and seen that they are going to do such good things, which is pretty bloody obvious. But that card is sick. That it's just brutal. So there we have Orphan attacking, freezing Cecil, and then he's changed turn. So now it's Kevin's turn. I can't see why he wouldn't go all out here. He's got one. The one card that you're going to worry about a little bit is Shiva, which is going to piss on your parade a little bit. But then you've got that Astrologian. I think that's probably what Jamie's trying to do, is scare it, not scare him, but make him think, bluff him in, or maybe not even bluff him, but make Kevin think that he's got something in his hand, having the two backups active rather, and he's got two cards in hand. There is a possibility that he's got the Shiva there, so. And it's quite useful to bluff it. Yeah, I expected that. Sets is going to block and done and freeze Wall. So he can't get that attack through. But in theory, he could activate if he's got a water card in hand. And then, I think that was me checking for Shivas. See if there were any in the break zone or the damage zone. Yeah. Using Astrologian. Activate. Don't know what. Probably Wall. No, Cecil. Why not? Why not? And then attack. Fair enough. And he's blocked, obviously, with lock, because he has to block. If he had another Astrologian, he could have got another last point of damage in, but it doesn't really matter, to be completely honest. He can afford to wait one more turn. What's he bringing in? Probably a Setzer. Nope, Sarah. That's the starter card, Sarah, I do believe, from Opus 5. When Sarah enters the field, you may search for one job Moogle and add it to your hand. I played against Jamie's Moogle deck, Dark Sphere. Oh my days, it was so frustrating. No, not a Dark Sphere, I can't remember where, but I've played against it and it was so frustrating. Nothing you could do, because everything just gets dulled in response. It's just so frustrating to play against. And what have we got here? Hilgaigus. That is such a good card against that Sarah. Such a good card. That is the perfect time to play that. Hilgaigus, when a character your opponent controls uses an action ability, Hilgaigus basically just cancels it, just stops it. It's such a good card. And obviously that Sarah is a discard one job Moogle from your hand and choose one forward, dull it. And again, that's another one of those things like Astrologian. You don't have to choose your own forward, or you can choose your opponent's forward. Obviously, with Sarah, you'd prefer to use it against one of your opponent's forwards. But I think I was playing against Jamie with my mono lightning deck, and he used that ability to stop me using Alcid, which is obviously a benefit. And here we've got Kevin attacking with Rauben with, I think, 11k. So he's blocked with Setzer. Not Setzer. Sarah. I think that's no, what's going on here then? Bismarck, yeah. Oh, Bismarck. Battle of the Bismarck. So obviously Jamie's Bismarck lets him keep Orphan on field. What are we going to see here? Rydia. So he gets to search for a summon. What summon is he going to go for? See, that's the thing with any search deck, like that Moogle deck. He's got like 17 cards in hand, as opposed to Kevin's 24 cards in hand. Not in hand, in deck rather. That'd be crazy if they were in hand. But anyway, you don't necessarily mill yourself, but in a sense you are milling yourself. So against a mill deck, that'd be horrible. Your cards would just dwindle. So what are we doing then? It's obviously Jamie's turn. And he's passed back, which is expected. Which chances are he's got a Shiva in hand and he wants to do it in response. And then be interesting. 2k brave to Rauben. Rauben's a good target for that ability, Wall's ability, because you don't mind Rauben going, you don't mind him breaking. So he's blocked with and Bismarck, another Bismarck. That's lucky top deck that. So at the moment, as would normally be expected, Earth is sort of standing up against ice. Obviously, Rauben's gone. Now would be a good time to attack with Wall. I would imagine. Maybe no, possibly not, because then you're left with no forwards as well. Yeah, he's gone to main phase 2. There we go, Rauben. Which obviously, makes sense. Survive another turn. Not survive another turn. He's gonna get to go through to another turn. Oh my days! Jamie just keeps on getting forwards out. Yeah, I think it makes sense for Jamie there to sweep. He's not really gonna recover from that. Right, and then to game 2. Now I can tell you now, this deck does go to game 3. I shouldn't have said that. It makes it more interesting, I think. Anyway, I like it when you best of 3. It makes it so much more interesting. and it goes the distance. Not necessarily to time, because that's just ugh. But yeah, when it goes game 3, nail biting stuff. And we've got Jamie going straight for it, drawing his 6th card. Kevin deciding to mulligan. It's Glaciolobolos for a Hurdy, I think it is. Yep, Hurdy, I was right, yay. Dull all the forwards with a cost equal to the number of job Moogle you control. So yeah, very not circumstantial, but it would be more beneficial to have 4 Moogles in that respect, because the better cards, in my opinion, are cost 4 or slightly less. The 5 costs, some of them are alright. Most of them are alright. The higher the cost, the better the ability. Usually, sometimes, maybe. Don't listen to me. There we go. Right. Kevin in with Iridia, searching for a summon. Any summon? What summon? Hecaton Char. For a Mog, most likely to search for a Sarah. Mog 13-2. Oh no, Sid Raines. Interesting. What's he? Right. No, hold on. Sid Raines isn't ice. It isn't water. I'm so confused right now. He's more than likely got a Sarah in hand. Anyway, it looks like he's getting that. Jamie's getting that Sarah field up and running. 3 backups, Moogle backups. That is the ideal situation to be in with Sarah. Which, yeah, it looks like that's what we're going to see. Discard Sid Raines to play Sarah, yeah. And then you get to search for another Moogle, I think it is. I don't know. I can't remember, but yeah, search for 1 job Moogle and add it to your hand. And when Sarah attacks, you get to activate all of the job Moogle you control, which is such a good ability for. That's a good counter to good counter to ice. Guy, being played from Kevin. Yeah, Sarah's ability to activate all job Moogles is such a good ability. It helps so much with costing. He's gone for the attack, which would usually mean he's got something in hand to help deal with Guy, because Guy's 9k because of Enacro, and Sarah is only 7k. What's Kevin gonna do? Have you even realised what's going on? Thinking. Doesn't take me that long to think. It's probably why I lose games. Sorry if the vaping annoys you, but I've got to do it. It's either that or smoking, and smoking is really bad for me. So he's gone for the block. Try and tease out that response. I think. What's he done here? What's he doing here? Yeah. Now that's really clever. Really, really clever. Because if Kevin's got Bismarck in hand, it's only going to cost him 1 because of Una. And that's really, really clever from Jamie there. Basically sacrificing your Sarah, but to get rid of one of the most pesky and annoying cards for Ice to deal with. That's a good trade, really. Because if he'd used it in the battle before damage calculation, Kevin could have responded with his own Bismarck, which would then leave Guy on field, which is just a horrible situation to be in, obviously. But yeah, that's really clever play there from Jamie. That you can see why he's at the top of some of the leaderboards, as we would see. Hackathon chair to break Mog. Now, I don't understand that. I can understand trying to do it early game to try and mess up costing and such, and technically this is early game, but really, to get rid of the card that searches for to break a card like Mog 13-2, which searches for 13-2 characters, is questionable. But what do I know? I will ask Kevin this. I will talk to him. What's going on? Presto has drawn 1 from main deck. Press the wrong button. Do you know what's going on? Jamie's obviously having a very good think. I'll ask him if it usually takes him that long. And there we go for a Sarah. Search for Mog 13. Play out Mog, yep. What's he going to search for? Sarah! I wonder why he did that. At this point, I could imagine Kevin's going a bit like, oh, why did I do that? Doesn't really matter to Jamie to research out these Mogs and such. We're probably going for a Cecil. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe. Discard. You've got that Rosa on field, which is an EX 4 cost, obviously, because it's on the screen. But you can use her ability. When she enters, you can search for a Cecil. That doesn't mean it's got to be Water Cecil. It can be the Earth Cecil as well. You can search for one card named Cecil and add it to your hand. Banger Thief. Why? Okay, yeah, okay, fair enough. 2 for Banger Thief, yeah. He's going on the defensive here, it looks like. Playing out the Banger Thief. Thinking, yeah, I'll be able to block with it. Ooh, look at all those cards in hand. So much response. Got to have a Bismarck in there somewhere. What's he doing? Playing out the old Duke log, yeah. Banger Thief would be a 7k normally with Crow. When he becomes a forward, he would then become... Right, no. He's a monster. When he becomes a forward, he'd become a 7k monster. And then with Crow, he's an 8k. But now Duke Larg's there. He's attacking with him. Blah, blah, blah. I can understand Kevin's thinking maybe behind trying to get rid of the Sarah Moogle mechanic and using a lot of defense for it. Yeah, that's Rosa, I think it is. I can't remember now. I was just talking about it. But yeah, she gets to... At the cost of dulling, you can reduce the damage taken to one character, one forward, by 1,000. If its card name is Cecil, you can reduce it by 3,000. Like I said, it doesn't have to be the water forward, the water Cecil. It can be either of the earth Cecils. I think there's another Cecil as well. Most likely that one. Shiva. I don't know what's all this pinging. Let's get rid of that window then. Okay, so he's used Shiva to dull before block, which yeah, makes sense. Get that point of damage through. Gets rid of that Ralban. Ooh, that would have been a kick in the teeth. I don't really think Ice has got much to deal with Ralban. And there he has to go with the discard because he's got Mog 6 there. Oh no, maybe not. He doesn't have to discard. Why am I thinking that? Doesn't matter. Kevin's sort of on the back foot here a little bit now. Because Jamie's got a lot of resources. 4 backups, 4 cards in hand, 3 forwards that all do good things. Kev's having a little think. Anyway, sometimes you get these awkward silences and then they get filled up with awkward people talking. Me. Take your time, Kevin. We'll just sit here waiting. I suppose I could fast forward it a little bit, but that would not be in keeping with any of the other videos. I'm going to shut up. I don't really rate that Banger Thief, if I'm honest. Yeah, it's alright, but I don't rate it as much as other monsters. I can understand having a 2-drop 7k at your request is useful, especially against ice, because there's quite a lot of 7Ks in ice. Chichulian, what's he doing? He's playing it right. Chichulian to right, okay. I missed that. Played Chichulian to then because of all the dull cards, yeah, which then kills or sends Mog 6 to the break zone. That's one of those pesky cards to get rid of. Because Mog 6, when can it be chosen? I can't remember. I'll have to look into that. Might have been, I don't know. Anyway, you dull and you get to draw a card. It's really good ability. Alright, he's gone for the attack by the looks of it, with Banger Thief because he's brave, and Genesis into the damage zone. Back to Jamie's turn. And here we have Jamie thinking. See, this is the bit that I don't know how to fill these awkward silences just by talking to myself. Yeah, dulling 3 backups to play. Is it? Don't know. Setzer. Oh. Interesting. He's gone for the Empire Sid. I don't know if he's going to play it. Oh, maybe he's going to go for the lock. But then you would have just gone for lock. He's changed his mind. Okay. Gone for terror. Interesting. Naughty, Jamie. You're not supposed to change your mind. And he's making Banger Thief forward in response to Jamie's attack. And Shiva to dull. Yeah. And now he's going to get 2 points of damage in with a discard. Eugh. So Sarah's attack goes through. Oh, there's a Rosa on the EX. He gets to search for a Cecil. Attack with lock, and lock's ability goes through, which means Kevin has to discard. What's he going to discard? He discarded the Cecil. Interesting. He might. He's probably already got one in hand from before, when Rosa came out onto the field. And he's passed over to Kevin. if anyone would like to give me some constructive criticism on my commentary techniques, then please do so. Send me a message or send me leave a comment on the videos. Any comments are taken with a pinch of salt. There we've got Cecil being played, which is beneficial because you got the Rosa out on field, and Rosa's ability is able to be used. But with Sarah there and all the dull in the ice, what's he going for? Back to Jamie's turn, obviously. Vane. Ooh. Attack. Sarah, activate all your Moogles again. Oh, maybe not. Have you taken that back, Jamie? Thinking. So he's attacking with lock. Technically, I don't know if that is legal, I suppose, because he's allowed it to get to block declaration. I have to have a chat with him about it. So the discard goes through, so he's had to discard something, and the point of damage went through. I would have thought it would be like Red Mage, Opus 1 Red Mage, when you attack with a forward, and in response to somebody declaring a blocker, you can't use Red Mage to say, oh, that card can't block. So I don't know, I may be wrong. But anyway, yeah, he's attacked with Setzer next, which is obviously useful. If Setzer dies, it's just like, I'll dull and freeze this, which fucks you up a bit more. Letting the point of damage go through. And I'd imagine he's going to attack with Sarah. There wouldn't be much point in not attacking with Sarah. He's got to have some sort of response in hand. No, he's passed over. Past turn. That's 4 points of damage in Kevin's corner. No, 5. Eesh. I don't know why I do this. I just go in and check to see what cards they may have, just to sort of preempt what I'm thinking, I suppose. Preempt what they might be doing, rather, in response. Kevin's attacked with Rosa. There's a block there with Sarah. Shantoto. Jamie knew. Jamie just knew. Shantoto. That's pesky card. To be honest, that was good timing for that Shantoto. Shantoto. Yeah. Very good timing. But the thing is, Jamie can recover from that very easily. Three. I don't think he can recover with the Sarah. Sets it. Oh my days. Have you got any more locks? He's got another lock. Oh my god. Oh, that's horrible. Play Celeste, then lock. So he's discarding everything. Oh my days. That's disgusting. Free Santoto. He's got oh my days, that is ridiculous. That's horrible for Kevin to clear the field and then for Jamie to get 3 forwards out in one turn is just crazy. That's crazy good value. Oh, Strago. Yeah, that's game. Strago's a 3-drop forward that if you control any other 6 characters, I think it's just any other 6 characters, you can bounce one of your opponent's forwards back to hand. It's such a good Leviathan ability. It's such a good with water ice. It's just such a nice ability. Oh, that was horrible. It was good, but it was like I felt that for Kevin. Well played, Jamie. Well played, Jamie. Thing is, you got to kind of be ready for that sort of thing when you're playing against Earth, I suppose. If you're playing against Earth, you've got to be conservative to a degree, not just dump out everything, because cards like Shantoto, even the 6-drop forward Shantoto is such a good card. Using that with Hecaton Chair, the 2-drop that deals damage to from your opponent's forward. You pick their highest forward, highest powered forward, and use it with Shantoto. That's just a ridiculous ability. You're going to wipe their field completely. Yes, you've got the chance of wiping your own field, but yeah, most of the time that's going to be beneficial. You're only really going to use that ability when it suits you. You're not going to use it just any old time. Right, into game 3 of the final. The most useful card from game 1, Astrologian, especially against ice. Any sort of activation does a lot of work. And straight into the proper aggro. Discard 2 to get 4 CP to play Lock, which obviously has no enter the field ability, but I can understand getting it out early on. It's like getting Cam out early on, as Jamie said before, is just really useful, because every time you swing, your opponent has to discard. Kevin's going to play this a little bit more conservatively, I would imagine. 5 CP for Delita. Oh, oh, that's another card that's horrible for ice because every time you target it, the card that targets it breaks. Um, oh, all out, balls out, untargetable, unblockable rather. Lock cannot be blocked this turn. Getting that early point of damage through. Oh, and Emperor, which to be honest, against ice doesn't really matter. It's more there for other decks. And you don't really want to draw Emperor early on. Celeste, that's freezing that Astrologian. Oh, Jamie's going for a proper aggro start. It's interesting. There's obviously Jamie's got some very varied techniques on how to play. He can control and he can play proper aggro. But it's interesting to see that the decks that he uses, he can play them in very different ways. Kevin's having a good old think. There's not really much point in attacking. Otherwise you're going to be up shit creek. Attack phase. Okay. So he's attacking with Celeste. Which if Kevin blocks, which more than likely means he's got something like a Celeste, which means he'll take a point of damage. But I don't know, there's got to be a reason why he's attacking. He's got to have something up his sleeve, because that deleter would just kill Celeste. There's blocking. Bismarck, yeah, I had a feeling. Kills the old deleter, but it means Jamie has to take a point of damage. It's a fair trade against deleter. Now Jamie's on the back foot, no backups, to only 2 forwards. For some reason, if Kevin were to Shantoto now, actually they'd both be in shit creek. More so Kevin. But I'd imagine he's just going to dump out forwards. Sorry for the yawning. It's quite late. 2 cards, 1 card. Kevin's already taken 2 points of damage. Take your time, sweetheart. Take your time. Oh, we have some movement. What's he doing? What's he doing? Don't. Oh, Cecil. Yeah. I have watched these games before, but I can't remember them. So that's why I'm like, oh. Yeah, makes sense. I don't know. Would you party attack here, just to get rid of Cecil? Yeah. Okay, he does. He has to block. Now, what's he gonna do? Has he got anything? No, he's gonna kill the old lock. Howdy, gardy, gardy. Yuna. Okay. Lydia. Search that summon. What I like about Lydia, you can search for any summon. Bismarck. Of course, Bismarck's only a 1-drop now because of Yuna. To be honest, this looks so much in Jamie's favour, apart from the fact that Kev's got all the backups. Oh, there's that Shantoto. Now Jamie's going to be thinking, I can dump out a little bit now. What are you doing? Cecil. Cecil has to block, so if Jamie can do something, Strago, yeah, that's useful as well. Sends it back, so puts Kev to 4 points of damage. But then he just gets Cecil. So, yeah, Rose are on the EX again. So Cecil is searched for. Which means it's going to be easier to get Cecil out next time. Why is that in there? What? Oh, I think he drew to his break zone. There you go. Have a look at my to his damage zone. Have a look at my hand. We saw a Vincent and a Rauben go into his damage zone, which were meant to go to his hand. There we see. We're going to see Cecil again. Cecil for Cecil. Cecil. And more than likely a Rauben, I'd imagine. Hello, Rauben. What are you going to kill? Yeah. Now Jamie's on the back foot. But look at that hand. It's only useful if there's anything useful. What are you gonna do? And yeah, Kevin did have a Shantoto in hand, so he was thinking about it. He's using Bismarck. Huh? Darren discard. Oh no, it's Glaciolus. What? What's going on here? Dull and discard. Okay. Shiva? Who? What? When? Why? Why would you use Shiva in the first place? Oh, he meant to play Vane, not Shiva, which, yeah, would make sense. So he's just getting another point of damage through. Yeah, discarded 2 Seller. So in other words, he's just given away his hand by playing that Shiva by mistake. They're just sorting out the nitty gritty. What you pay for Vane? I'm like the slowest typer ever. Right. So he's taking that point of damage, which has put him on 5 points of damage. How can Kevin return from this? How can he return from this? Dum 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 dum. Hey, guy. Nice top deck. Considering Kevin knows what's in Jamie's hand, so that Shiva's fucked. Shiva can't dull guy, so that is a beautiful top deck. What you gonna do? Glazes? No. What's he gonna do? Sets. Why? It's just to have a forward out, I suppose. I'm mumbling now, and going on a bit. Five points of damage to 1. Wowzer. Gets that lock out. Not out, into hand. But it is going to be out next turn, obviously. What's he top deck now? Come on. What you got? Oh, probably Wall. Yeah, there we go. And Locke's not going to get his full potential. Now you start attacking. 2k Brave to Ralburn, like he did in the first game. Attack with Guy, because you want to get rid of that Vane. So, and that's the only thing that's going to really matter. Trading with. Yeah, took the point, obviously. Sets is the only one that you got to worry about, because of when it's broken, you get to down and free something. Taking the point of damage again. Obviously he can't do bugger all. else because Wall's just come out, so he can't attack again with Wall. What are we going to see here from Jamie? If he discarded that Shiva. If he had that Shiva, he could have pushed through to end game. Nearly. Playing that lockout. See, now Kevin's got that upper hand. Chaos. Suppose it's always good to have a backup. Now, I'm not sure I would have. Well, it depends on what he's got in hand, I suppose. But I'm not sure I would have paid 2 to do that. I would have discarded because it means he's still got Astrology in there. He's taken that point of damage from Rauben. He's attacking with Guy now, so that would put him at 5 points. Yep, that's 5-5. Ooh. What you got, Jamie? Attacking with sets around lock. Oakley dokley. I would imagine that, yeah, that's the block, and you kill lock, yeah, because then Setzer's ability doesn't work. This is very interesting. He probably drew into another Setzer. I thought, fuck it, I'll give it a go. He's passed over. That wasn't the best idea, if I'm honest. Setzer was there as a big pain in the backside, because it would have shut down Wall, which would put in a lot of work. And he could have possibly pushed through. Possibly. I say possibly. $2K Brave. Wall. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? London bad boy. So he's attacking with Wall. He doesn't have to take the point. He's just taken the point. It's 6 points of damage to Jamie and 5 points of damage to Kevin. This is interesting. So he's attacking with. He had to block as well, and you don't want Vayne breaking to Guy, because then Cecil puts through the last point. He's used Shiva. Fair enough. And he had to overpay as well. So he's obviously got a water card in hand. Only water, water cards in hand. Oh, Steiner. Oof. And he gets to draw one as well. Oh no. That'd be horrible if it was a Bismarck. There's not much Jamie can do in the sense that he can't attack. If he does, he's got to have some sort of little battle trick or something. to do something. I don't know. I can't for the life of me think of what it could be. Somehow he's got to get through 2 points of damage in this turn. And that's going to be difficult. I think there I was looking to see what he's got that he might have up his sleeve. There's 2 Shivas in the break zone. I think I was looking for the Glacialobolus or the Bismarcks. He had no Bismarcks. So he's trying to bluff something. Strago, bounce back the guy. Yeah, it's just a shame he hasn't got anything else. I mean, I suppose that means he can't attack with guy next turn, which is fair. Yeah, that was probably the best play at that point. There's not really much else he can do. Oh, Rauben on Vane, yeah, which Cecil cancels out Rauben's ability, so Rauben doesn't take any damage. Use Astrologian to wake up Cecil, and yeah, that looks like it's not quite. Yeah. I don't think it's quite game because no, it is. Surely. Oh no, it's not quite game, is it? It will be next turn. Yeah, there you go. There's Jamie conceding. There's not really anything he can do. He can't come back from that. It's very, very, very interesting game. Oh, let's stop that. Very, very interesting. Like I said before, those decks were made just after Apis 5, so there's been a lot of tweaking. I know Kevin has taken his Earth deck. I think he's changed it to Earth Wind now, but he's taken that to top 8 at 3 different regionals. Well done, Kevin, on winning the Spira Open. Very well played. Unlucky Jamie, but you both made it to top 2, to the top of the rankings. Also, congratulations to all the other top 8. I'm not going to go through the names because I'll probably get some of them wrong, and I don't want to offend. But yeah, thank you to Card Cavern for sponsoring the Spira Open. Thank you to James Stevenson for organising it. Big shout out to James and Nick Hall. FF Decks as well for our content going on there from now on. Yeah, congratulations everyone. We will be bringing more content to you soon. I will have interviews with the top 4 of the Spira Open, just going through their deck and discussing certain plays and certain interesting parts. I would like to also announce, as some of you may be aware, the Battle Square are going to be having a 1K event in Brighton. 32 players and over. The prize pool is £500. 64 players and over, the prize pool is £1,000. Obviously, the more people we get down there, the better. We have got support from Square Enix. Tim over at Square Enix has given us their support. They're going to be sending over some prizes as well. I know a few of them, but we will be making an announcement very, very soon. Hopefully, yeah, we'll get a fair few people down there. The more people, the better the event will be. And yeah, thank you for watching and supporting us. Cheers.